Well, the weather here today is not playing ball. We have heavy rain. The pitch underfoot may very quickly become soggy and difficult to play upon, and the players will soon be soggy themselves. It is more than damp, and this will examine the fibre of both sides. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Begley.
Hello Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
The famous yellow wall stands tall. This has to be one of the most iconic places in European football. The action has already started. Borussia Dortmund finding their passes. Costa Curta. Chance to deliver. Chance! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. That has ended up in no man's land. And he's managed to get free. Looking for the run. Batistuta gets into a good position. Back they go. Nice sequence of passes, this. Neymar! Oh, off the bar! Just off target.
Well, I can tell you that the aluminium is still shaking after that. And we're talking fractions. That was a great try.
Played out towards the right wing, and he's intervened well there. Alessandro Costa Curta, he doesn't have what you'd call a classic centre-back's physique, does he?
No, but his game is never really about athleticism, power and the physical stuff. He never has to let it be.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's still become considered one of the greatest defenders of his time. How's that?
Well, it's characteristics like leadership, his class, his tenacity. He's nigh on perfect reading of the game, and all done with immaculate discipline.
Perez could try cutting inside here. It's a mighty effort! And the header is disappointing in the end.
I thought the wing work was A1. The defending and finishing was anything but.
No, that's been intercepted. Neymar is always playing with one eye on the spectacular. Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Shot, surely! Goal! Borussia Dortmund! First blood drawn. That was easy, almost too easy.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. A killer pass, perfectly delivered.
Borussia Dortmund have... Decent chance!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Perez.
Borussia Dortmund really do like their passes from deep, Peter.
Making good use of that quarterback position, aren't they?
Yeah, but this is a system that can only work if you have the players who are willing to run at and beyond the defence. Let's see if these forwards are up for it now.
The referee has given a corner. Borussia Dortmund with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. That has earned a... And the volley! No, not quite.
Well, I suppose he was being urged to shoot. Maybe the crowd will stay a little quieter next time.
Albert Ferrer spots it and intercepts. Looking for a runner. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Pass somewhat off target. Now it's Perez.
That was lovely, that.
Now it's Neymar. Wriggles his way through. Albert Ferrer did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. That's going to go a long way. Now it's Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos just loves to go forward whenever he can. Passing is crisp and sharp. Neymar. Now it's Batistuta. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Now it's Raul.
Might want to be careful there.
And it's Perez. Neymar. That is very well defended. And there is the half-time whistle. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy, a little more composure up front perhaps, that's not too much.
Game here, it's had its moments, and it's 1-0 at the break. Whistle goes, and we start the second half. Borussia Dortmund carrying a one-goal lead. Turns back here, probably the best option. Now it's Guti. Now it's Messi. And he's got the beating of his man. Oh, it's come loose. Perez. Oh, he's been caught napping. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Cafu. Beckenbauer did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Back into the middle. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Schmeichel is there to clear. Now it's Guti. And here comes the corner. Looks across and plays a big header! Oh, not the best of headers.
Well, just too much pressure on him in the end, Peter.
Now it's Guti. Now it's Batistuta.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Cannavaro gets it clear. What a throw in.
Substitution for Borussia Dortmund. Number 2, Gerrard. Number 10, Hazard. Number 17, El Youth. Number 21, Raul. Coming on the field, number 11,
Just needs a little bit of fine-tuning.
Number 9, Neymar.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Number 25,
They're ahead, but they're not playing as if they are. There seems to be more of an emphasis on protecting their lead than adding to it. It's all got a little timid.
62,005.
And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Neymar. Van Nistelrooy. Borussia Dortmund do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way.
Well, you can only assume that the manager's got those substitutions on his mind.
Nicely weighted ball. And he's there to belt it away.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Borussia Dortmund clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Maradona, now it's Torres. Nakata. Can he get it through? It's gone all the way through to the keeper.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Now it's Hazard. Tries to play it through. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Well read, nice interception. Borussia Dortmund leading here by this still precarious 1-0 margin. That's really well cleared. But they've got it again. Roberto Carlos, and it's Neymar. Oh, well played, lovely. Neymar's cross. Rijkaard can get it clear.
Borussia Dortmund nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Oh, that's fabulous. Cafu has it out wide and in space. And this is Nakata. Shoots! Good strike, quite an alarm.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Nicely shaped ball. Oh, well played, well sorted out. And the referee brings it to a close. Borussia Dortmund have held on. They have doggedly, sometimes frantically, preserved the tightest of leads. Best voted man of the match, and deservedly so. Well, how will we look back on that?
That is a superb win. This is one of those games where the result justifies